that scare people? It's my booming law voice. Welcome everyone to what is certainly one of my favorite nights of the year when we honor some of Nashua's best teachers to the 2019 Nashua Education Foundation Excellence in Education Awards. I've said it every year, I love an audience of teachers because they come in, they get their drink, they sit, and they have good posture, and they are ready to go. It's about 6:30 right now, so it's not like talking to the Nashua Bar Association, I can assure you of that. And before we begin, I want to say thank you to the wonderful musicians who have provided the lovely background music during our cocktail hour. Both of them are teachers from Nashua High School South. They are Greg Montine and Tony Coronis. And I will mention also that Mr. Coronis won a NEFie here last year. As my father often says, don't applaud, just throw money. My name is Scott Flagel. I'm a local business lawyer and mediator and an ordinary guy who peaked a long time ago. Probably in high school, actually, which is another reason I like being around teachers. But this is a special event for me on a lot of different levels. I believe strongly in the organization, the Education Foundation. I've got two kids who've gone through the Nashua school system and are out and doing quite well now. And I got another one tearing up the 8th grade at Pennachuck. So I promised her I'd be on my best behavior with the Pennachuck table here, but I may not keep that promise. So for those of you who might be new to this event or our organization, the Nashua Education Foundation is a small group of caring local community members who raise funds so we can offer grant money to Nashua public school teachers. Our mission's focus is providing financial resources for worthy enrichment programs both in and out of the classroom. Tonight we'll hear from teachers who benefited from the Education Foundation's work, and more importantly, or as importantly, we'll celebrate and honor 13 of Nashua's finest educators, as well as 2 local businesses who have served the Nashua education community for years. So as I thought about my task tonight, I thought back about some of the great teachers that I had growing up, and once again Mrs. Fadgen, who I've mentioned before here, came to mind, my 6th grade English teacher back in middle school B in Clifton Park, New York. And it was there that I first learned about haiku. And how many English teachers do we have here, right? There's a few out there, right? It's Japanese poetry, 3 lines, typically 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables, and so in honor of Mrs. Fadgen, I thought I would throw a few haikus in tonight at key moments. And another reason I love Mrs. Fadgen is that she also once asked one of my best friends, Brendan Kelly at the time, if his parents cared about him. Which I don't know how he answered it, but he still hasn't gotten past it. So I've written a few haikus, and I thought the first one I just call Teachers, and I hope you like it. Teachers, all in line, cannot wait for a bar to open. Then sit quietly. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to begin the festivities by doing something we haven't done before. We'd like to have all prior winners of NEFie Awards please stand up. And if we get a little round of applause, take a bow. Don't be shy. Come on, how many we have? Stand up, wave to the crowd. Excellent. We also want to recognize the fact that our mayor, the Honorable James Donchis, is in the audience tonight. He'll be coming to the podium in just a few minutes to say a couple of words. And I've also got a haiku for Mayor Donchis. Mayor Donchis is here, running for office again. Keep wallets hidden. Also with us tonight are Nashua District School Superintendent Jamal Mosley, who I just had a chance to say hello to. Thank you for being here. And Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Schools, Donna Fitzpatrick. So at this time, Mayor Donchis, I'd like to have you come up and say a few words.
Well, as Scott already said, this is really also one of my favorite events of the year because we're here to honor some of the most important people that we have in our community, those being a number of teachers that are going to be honored tonight. But we are so fortunate because we have, beyond the honorees tonight, we have so many good teachers in all of our schools throughout Nashua, and they help make our schools greater, and you cannot have a great city without a great school system. So why don't we give all of our teachers a round of applause. And yes, we've all had teachers who were a great influence on our lives, I think to a number of them, but particularly a 7th grade teacher who said, you know, you should stop reading those sports biographies and read something a little more ambitious. And that really changed completely my intellectual development and reading habits. And thanks to her, you know, I got to read a lot more interesting work after that. But now we also have the foundation. Ron Krause, who I think most of us knew, was a wonderful Nashuan, was the inspiration for this organization, and we miss him very dearly. And I think I saw Donna here tonight. There she is, yes. But the mission has been carried on by a wonderful board of directors. Especially Beth, who's been a great chair for the organization for a number of years now, but everybody else who's on the board is doing just a great job to help inspire teachers to achieve even more and help us to understand and remember how important our teachers and our education is to our entire city. So again, thank you for inviting me. I don't know if Scott's going to leave me up here or if he's going to come back.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you, Scott.
Boy, he's tall, or I'm short, one or the other. Okay, before we let you start eating dinner, we're going to introduce one more group to you. Each year, the NEF grants teachers thousands of dollars for a number of different enrichment opportunities. We'd like to hear from one such teacher about the grant she received. Erin Notig is a teacher at Nashua High School. She wrote to us last year about an idea to enhance her already popular photography classes within the art department. We invite Ms. Notig to the podium, along with some of her students, to tell you about this exciting project.
I normally don't get a microphone. So thank you, first of all, for having all of us here. Thank you as well for helping fund our program. It has been an amazing experience, an amazing process with the girls to witness, and it's just been a great benefit. So instead of me talking about the things that we got, I kind of wanted the girls to come and share with you, to give you a preview. We purchased Tello drones that we are going to be able to add coding to the program, which will be great for the kids to do, and then iPads to work with the drones. So again, thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated. And I can't really speak to how it's going to benefit the girls, because sadly, they won't get to use the technology until second semester when they take class with me, which is awesome. But I really want them to speak to how the experience that they started with the independent study with me last year and how they benefited from that program. So I have with me Grace, Rose, Elizabeth, Maggie, and Zoe. Don't all go at once.
Hi, so I'm Rose Wakeland, and I was one of the girls in the first version we had of the pilot course that we did. And what I really liked about the course was it's one of the first ones in the nation. So we had the chance for the FFA deputy director to come in. We had the chance to talk with him, tell him about our course. And he was telling us about how glad he was to see a course like that in one of our schools, because it's a new field. Drones haven't been around that long, especially and as access to high schoolers like us. We don't have a lot of access to STEM programs in general anyways. So being able to get the grant and do the course has allowed us to experiment with technologies and have the chance to go into fields we never would have had gotten to try Another really cool thing about the course was that what we have learned has given us the opportunity to earn our drone piloting licenses if we wanted to, which would allow us to actually get paid to fly drones and take pictures with them, which is the exact way we need to get a career and eventually do something with flying drones. I think that's one of the best parts, is that it directly helps us go from actually taking a course to school to learn the information we would need to apply that in a career later on.
I'm Elizabeth Karate. I was also in the preview of the drone project. That course, what I liked a lot about it was that it gave us a lot of skills that we can keep and pursue further on. We had to communicate a lot with each other to avoid crashing into each other. And that's definitely a skill that like future employers want to see, even teachers later in the year. You know. We learned a lot about the safety behind flying drones, so it wasn't anything dangerous. And we learned a lot about teamwork, which is something I really enjoyed because you don't get a lot of that in certain classes. So I think that it was really helpful, not only for our future career, but also our future high school career. And so, yeah.
I'm not going to try with the microphone. So my name is Grace Leto. I also took the pilot course. My favorite takeaway from the course was, well, as the youngest of 4 girls, I really value being in an all-female environment. So it's not an environment that you necessarily encounter in like STEM fields. So as a girl in an all-girl STEM field, a special course designed specifically for girls, it was a really awesome environment for me to be in. And I think that, well, I really hope that the fields of study that I go into in the future will have such a welcoming environment for girls. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Maggie Paratori. One of the things that I loved most about this course was how we got to learn about all the different possible careers that we could use if we got our Part 107 and learned to fly drones like professionally. I had no idea the wide variety of doors that were opening as we took this class, and we figured out that you could use drones for applications in all sorts of different fields, including STEM, but also including environmental conservation. That has some historical applications, and it really opened my mind to all the different things that we could do using these skills. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Zoe Goodman. This program is so important to our school. When I think about it, what comes to mind is Bill Gates when he was a kid. He got a start in computing because his school was one of the first in the country to have computers and have a computer club where he could get his hands on technology that nobody of his age could. And drone class and club is that to our school. We get to get our hands on technology that other kids our age haven't even heard of yet, and it's developing so much, and it gives us the opportunity to be a part of that development and to use it in our future careers to do a world of things. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies. What an articulate group of young women. Really, really impressive. My conclusion is that either teachers are getting better or kids are getting smarter. Because in my senior year, I don't think I could have stood up here and done that. So nicely done. So, oh, look at this, a demo. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's true. It looks great. That is cool. Well done. All right, everybody, let's enjoy our meals, and then we'll get down to business and hand out some awards and honor some teachers. So before we start the presentations, I'd like to take a moment to thank a few people without whom this event would not have happened. First and foremost, our sponsors. We thank you all. They're listed in the program and behind me on the back of the program as well. We couldn't do it without you folks. We so much appreciate your support of the organization. There are some of you we come back to year after year, and you're kind enough to continue to support it. So you have our thanks. This year, a special donation was also made to the foundation in the name of former Nashua Board of Education member and longtime supporter of Nashua schools, Julia Ward. Now, yeah, Julia was a really good friend of mine. She had two sons, both of whom went through the Nashua system. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Andrew wound up going to Phillips Underwriting. But anyway, same age, my older kids, very, very close friends. She was a wonderful, wonderful woman, really committed to education. She founded Design Wares on Main Street, a very, very active member of the community, and her loss was really a big one for this community. So for those of you who remember Julia, her husband Harry was kind enough to send a nice donation to us, and we thank Dr. Harry Ward for that as well. Thank you. In addition, we'd like to thank SLC Holdings, BRK Ventures, Enterprise Bank, Bausch Articulating Papers, the Stabile family, Law Logistics, and Riviera University for their gold and silver level sponsorships. Can we have a hand for those folks? Thank you so much again. We really appreciate it. And we are, by the way, too, a pretty low overhead organization. Outside of Beth Creek's salary, which I can assure you is outrageous, none of us take a nickel out of this thing. No, I'm just kidding. Beth doesn't get a salary. Additional sponsors are listed on the back of the program, and many have representatives here in the audience, so please say hello to them and thank them. And also, we have one sponsor that's not listed. They came in late in the game at the bronze level. Horace Mann and John Hanna is here tonight on behalf of them, so thank you very much, John and Horace Mann, for jumping in at the last minute. Go out of your way to thank them, please, and visit their businesses and spend some of your hard-earned dollars there. At this point, too, we want to take the time to recognize a company in Nashua that has supported us for years, actually from the very beginning. Melanson, Heath and Company it's actually now, I believe, the largest accounting firm in northern New England. I think that's true. I don't know where the Melanson Heath folks are, but I'm pretty sure that's true. So they've really been very successful, and they've been kind enough to supply our all-volunteer board with a treasurer. We've gone through two. We are now on our third. Rachel is our third. Is Rachel here? Oh, there they are. Hi. So Rachel, thank you for your service. My friend Joe O'Connor's here, one of the partners. I don't know everybody at the table and I can't see, but thank you so much to Melanson Heath. Oh, and we do have an award for you too. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes. So they've been a generous sponsor of our fundraisers. They've supplied our board with accounting, and by allowing one of their volunteers to serve as a fiscal guide, they've saved us thousands of dollars and millions of headaches. So for these contributions, we'd like to present Alina Korsak, a representative from Melanson Heath, with a token of our appreciation. Thank you, Alina. The Nashua Education Foundation raises funds in a variety of ways. This evening is just one example, but we hope you'll join us at two other events that we've planned for this year. The first is in just a few weeks. We'll be holding a Cards for Kids night at the Boston Billiards Club and Casino. And then this spring, we will have our 4th annual Adult Spelling Bee. Now, this is an event that is near and dear to my heart because, first of all, I want to say that I had the honor of being part of the actual very first team in the spelling bee to fail and get kicked out of the competition. Pete Tamposi, one of my brilliant partners. Judge Joe LaPlante was the other one, so we had a lot of horsepower. It worked out well. But if you missed it last year, you don't want to miss it again. Teams of 3 compete against each other and try to become the best adult spellers in the city. I use the word adult somewhat cautiously. It was a ton of fun last year. More information about the bee can be found on our website. But if you take out your phones right now, you can put the date in your calendar. It's set for Thursday, April 16th. And there's good news too, and that is that the Spellcasters, a group of 3 elementary school teachers, are they here tonight? There they are. Okay, the Spellcasters have won the spelling bee in each of the past 3 years. So they've made a very, out of the kindness of their hearts, they've decided they will not spell this year. Instead, they're going to be serving as celebrity judges. So now the rest of us actually have the chance to win the coveted bee trophy. In honor of the Spellcasters, I have a haiku for you too. Spellcasters are out. So tired of winning each year. I figure they cheat. All right, let's get to the fun. Let's start presenting a few awards, shall we? We're going to honor 13 outstanding individuals with the 2019 Excellence in Education Awards. At this time, I'd like to ask Beth Creek, our beloved president, you're already here, to join me at the podium to help me present the awards. By the way, to honor Beth, I've written her a haiku too. Beth is chair for life. No hope of ever leaving. So sorry for Brad. Okay, after each award is announced, we'd like the recipient to come to the podium to receive the award and take a quick picture. As they come forward, I'll read excerpts from their nomination application, and I promise no haikus during this portion of the program. Our first award is Art Teacher of the Year. And this year's recipient is from New Searles Elementary School. The winner is Corinne Stoney. And Corinne was nominated by Denise Trombley. Here comes Corinne. Give me a chance to get all my papers organized. Congratulations, Corinne. Okay, our next winner is from the Careers and Technical Education Department, also from Nashua High School South. The winner is Heather Dubois, or is it Dubois? Dubois. I should have asked ahead of time, I apologize. And she was nominated by her colleague Kathy Trombley. Kathy writes, Heather's success and influence on students is a result of her growth mindset when it comes to delivering her curriculum. She reflects constantly on how to become a better teacher. Congratulations, Heather. Thank you very much. Next up, we have our Language Arts Teacher of the Year from Nashua High School North. The winner is Brandy McDonald, nominated by Walter Freeman. Congratulations, Brandy. Mr. Freeman wrote, I think the mark of a great educator moves beyond what they do and what their efforts inspire happen through leadership and passion. Ms. McDonald's work throughout the school has facilitated many teachers and countless students to be inspired by the possibilities in their academic experiences. Congratulations, Brandy. Next up is the Special Education Teacher of the Year. The winner is, I should have asked her this one too, Tamara Macurel, or Macurelli? Macurel, that was close, from Elm Street School. Tamara was nominated by Kelly Holmes. And Kelly writes, she connects with some of our most needy and most challenging students in positive and inspiring ways. She helps students to see the potential in themselves and serves as a resource to others in building and maintaining these positive relationships. Congratulations, Kelly. Stand up. Next, we have the award for Physical Education Teacher of the Year. This year's winner is Evan Johnson from Bicentennial Elementary School. Evan was nominated by Tanya Ackerman. Tanya writes, Evan is a reassuring presence who uses every interaction as an opportunity to make students feel good about themselves and respect one another. Congratulations, Evan. Our next recipient is the World Language Teacher of the Year. This year's winner is Nanette Corriveau from Fairgrounds Middle School, who was nominated by her principal, Sharon Coffey. Come on up, Nanette. Ms. Corriveau is like a mother to the students. She is attentive and caring, but holds them accountable for their actions, while always making time to hear what they have to say. Congratulations, Nanette. Our Special Educator of the Year is a social worker at Broad Street School. Kim Remillard was nominated by Principal Stacy Batchelder-Giles. Congratulations, Kim. And Stacy writes, Kim is a skilled school counselor who understands the greater vision of the school and is able to fulfill all duties and assignments, prioritizing and keeping accurate records. Congratulations, Kim. Next up is our Math Teacher of the Year. This year's recipient is Kathy Belanger from Elm Street Middle School, who was nominated by her principal, Ian Atwell. Mrs. Belanger has an incredible impact and influence on students. Whether she is working with accelerated learners or students who are struggling to master foundational 8th grade math concepts, Mrs. Belanger's philosophy remains consistent. She deeply cares about each student, and the students are aware of this connection. Congratulations, Catherine. Next, we have our Science Teacher of the Year. The recipient is Steve Fitzgerald, who teaches at Nashua High School North. Steve was nominated by her principal, Nate Burns. His principal. Who typed that? Can't get any help around here. It's not good. We need more staffing. Okay, congratulations, Steve. Nate Burns writes, it is evident that he loves what he does. He has a passion for teaching, and his students are always engaged in the lessons. Congratulations, Steve. Our final subject teacher is the Social Studies Teacher of the Year. This year's winner, Linda Walsh from Pennachuck Middle School. Linda was nominated by Karen Quino. Linda, who's your favorite student at Pennachuck? You must have a favorite.
Oh, I don't know. Is initials MF?
That's what I figured, yeah, okay. Very good to hear. It's very rewarding as a
Hey,
parent.
there's too many. You're making enemies. Too many.
Okay. I give it a try. Okay, Mrs. Karen Quino writes, students love Ms. Walsh. I can testify to that as well. She is always willing to stay after school to help students. She stays after nearly every day to reteach skills and let students retake tests. She's readily available to her students if they need a mentor or just someone to talk with. Congratulations, Linda. Okay. And now it's time for our 3 final awards of the night, our major awards. And the first is the High School Teacher of the Year. This year's winner is Lori Gilbert from Nashua High School South, who was nominated by her colleague, Patty Powers. Come on up, Lori. Patty writes, Lori is dedicated and passionate about teaching those students that are hard of hearing. She's great with forging relationships with her students and team members. She provides for her students despite the shortage of interpreters. She gives 100% of her time and effort in order for her students to learn. Congratulations, Lori. Okay, the next award is for Middle School Teacher of the Year. This year's winner is Patty Davidson from Elm Street Middle School. Patty was nominated by Kelly Holmes. Kelly writes, Mrs. Davidson is absolutely a creative educator. She is a reflective educator who is always looking to find additional ways for students to apply their science knowledge and skills. Congratulations, Patty. And last but certainly not least, we have our Elementary School Teacher of the Year. This year's winner is Joy Brighto, art teacher from Fairgrounds Elementary, who was nominated by colleague Robin Paringer. Also a member of our board is Robin Paringer. Robin writes, Joy Brighto has become one of those teacher leaders not only to improve the environment in her own art classes, but to positively impact the entire school community. Congratulations, Joy. Okay, our final presentation of the night is the Ron Krause Outside the Profession Award. My job tonight is to say a few words about Rob, one of my jobs. Ron was one of my favorite people for a very, very long time. He was a wonderful member of this community. He was a teacher. He was a scholar. One of the most powerful intellects I've ever been around, and also one of the greatest senses of humor I've ever been around. We had an awful lot of fun. I miss him dearly to this day, and he was completely committed to education and our mission, and he was really the guy who got this whole thing going. A real loss for our community, and I'm very proud every time I get a chance to talk about this, to mention his name again, to bring back his memory, and to honor, you know, a teacher who is cut from the same cloth. So I would now like to invite Amanda Bastoni, not a teacher, I'm sorry, one of our members of the education community. I would now like to invite Amanda Bastoni, Director of CTE at Nashua High School North, to the podium.
I didn't write a haiku. Our natural talents and passions, the things we truly love to do, last for a lifetime. But too often our talents go untapped. Mark Twain once described a man who died and met St. Peter at the pearly gates. Knowing that St. Peter was very wise, the man asked a question he had wondered throughout his entire life. He said, "St. Peter, I love military history. Who is the greatest general of all time?" St. Peter responded, "Oh, it's that guy right over there." "You must be mistaken," said the man. "I knew that guy on earth, and he was a very common laborer." "No, that's him all right," said St. Peter. "You see, he would have been the greatest general of all time if he had been given the opportunity to be a general." This story illustrates a truth that is unfortunately all too common. Far too many people spend their lifetime headed in the wrong direction because they were never given the opportunity to uncover their greatest talents and potential. The two individuals that I have the honor and pleasure of speaking about today are committed to making sure that never happens for students in Nashua. Peggy Proco, Vice President of Peters Auto Center in Nashua, and Mark Tully, co-owner of Tully Automotive Group, helped start the automotive program at the Nashua Technology Center. They were instrumental in designing the lab space to ensure that all students had state-of-the-art equipment and could participate in hands-on learning. Last year, both Ms. Proco and Mr. Tully brought crews in to help clean and revitalize the automotive lab. Together, they paid for dumpsters to remove junk, towed away old unusable cars, treated the crew to lunch, and I even saw Mr. Tully sweeping the floors. Both of these dealers had members from their dealership lend their expertise by serving on the hiring committee for our new auto teacher, Jason Smith, and they both took interns from our programs into their shop. Together, they have raised thousands of dollars for high school and college scholarships across the state. Ms. Proko and Mr. Tully have been extremely involved with state, local, and national dealer associations. They have both served on the New Hampshire Automotive Education Foundation. Ms. Proko is a past president of the Nashua New Car Dealers, and Mr. Tully is the current chairman for the New Hampshire Education Foundation. Both Ms. Proko and Mr. Tully sit on the Nashua Community College Auto Advisory Board, and this week Mr. Tully was given the Work-Based Learning Industry Partner Championship Award for Excellence. Mr. Tully and Ms. Proko are both third-generation auto dealers. So to summarize, I am so honored to be able to speak about them and to be able to sit at the table with their friends and coworkers, because Ms. Proko and Mr. Tully exemplify the belief that every human being has talents and that it is our job, not just as a school, but as a community, to help uncover them. I'd now like to invite the representatives from Proko, from Honda and from Tully to come on down and get their awards. I think you go over here.
Everybody is going to try and get a picture around the yeah. I had all the programs. Yeah, here you go. Go that way and you go that way.
Congratulations to both those dealerships. You guys do an awful lot in this community, and I know I certainly appreciate it, and thank you very much for all of your efforts. So that concludes our evening for tonight. It seems to me like it flew by. Must have been the MC. No, just kidding. So I would be remiss not to say thanks here to Beth Creek, who we kid and we laugh and we joke, but she's the heart and soul of this organization, and really she's not allowed to leave, and I don't know where we'd be without her. So every year it's the same thing. Beth, thank you so much for all you do, and thanks to all the other board members too. It's really a great group of people. I enjoy every minute of it. So let me just leave you with a closing haiku. What a lovely night. Recognition feels so good. MC obnoxious. Thanks, everybody. See you next year.